Well, I'm allowed to give her a pardon, but nobody's approached me with it. Nobody's asked me about it.
The most powerful office on earth discussing a potential pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell, the woman convicted of child sex trafficking with Jeffrey Epstein. And that's the story you're supposed to be watching.
The Justice Department wants the High Court to reject her appeal, but Maxwell's attorney said this: "We're appealing not only to the Supreme Court, but to the president himself to recognize how profoundly unjust it is to scapegoat Ghislaine Maxwell for Epstein's crimes, and that Maxwell received limited immunity to talk with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche about the Epstein files last week."
So let's look at the pieces they're putting on the board. A direct appeal for a pardon designed to grab headlines. Then whispers of limited immunity and secret talks about the Epstein files. It's all very dramatic, isn't it? It feels like a high-stakes political thriller. But you have to ask yourself, is any of it real? Or is it a carefully constructed performance? A piece of theater designed to make you look in one direction, while the real story, the one they're truly afraid of, sits buried and ignored.
The interesting question here, though, is, Todd Blanche is the one speaking to Ms. Maxwell and her lawyers. What role is he playing right now? Is he the president's former lawyer? Or is he representing the United States of America as a high-ranking official in the Department of Justice?
The question about Todd Blanche's true role is perhaps the most interesting part of this whole affair. Is he there to get to the truth? Or is his presence just another shiny object designed to make us focus on the how of these secret talks, instead of the who on Epstein's list?
And the assessment from the DOJ about her credibility in the past, which is frankly, she's not credible, that you can't trust her to tell the truth. If she had something that she wanted to share, isn't that something that would have come up already?
Whatever she says, I want to corroborate. It comes from her mouth, but I also want to look to the files. Is it saying it now, after not saying it for so long, if at all, really gives me pause and concern as law enforcement, because the tools that I have to really come after someone and accuse them of a crime are very powerful. And before I do that, I need to make sure it's accurate. What's in the file? What's in the search warrant? What did other witnesses say?
A lot of people are asking me about pardons. Obviously, this is no time to be talking about pardons. It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
We've seen this exact script play out before with political allies like Flynn and Stone. But to see that same playbook even considered for a convicted child sex trafficker is a horrifying signal that justice itself could be on the table.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
I do wish her well. I'm not looking for anything bad for her. I don't want to talk about pardons for Michael Flynn yet.
You pardon Paul Manafort?
I have not even given it a thought as of this moment.
Roger Stone, are you going to pardon him, sir? He's been convicted of felonies.
Am I going to pardon him? Well, I hadn't thought of it.
Flynn, Manafort, and Stone were all eventually pardoned by Trump.
This is the trick. They're dangling the most outrageous idea possible, a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell, to keep you distracted, to keep you from demanding the one thing that truly matters. Every minute we spend debating the what if of a pardon is another minute we aren't demanding the who, what, and when from those sealed documents. Every ounce of public outrage spent on her is outrage that isn't being directed at the powerful network that enabled both her and Epstein for decades. It's a calculated sacrifice of one villain to protect the many who are still hiding in the shadows.
Meanwhile, today, veteran Epstein investigative reporter Barry Levine laying out the road ahead in a new op-ed, posing questions he says need answers, like how did Epstein make his money to finance his criminal operation? Are there references to Trump in the files that shed more light on their relationship? And who exactly were the clients?
That's the only question that truly matters. The rest is just political noise.
But as the DOJ interviews Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell, we're seeing a disturbing shift among some MAGA faithful, some right-wing commentators appearing to defend Maxwell.
I do have a feeling that she just might be a victim. She just might be. She deserves to be out. And maybe she never deserved to be in there in the first place. I don't know, but I'm skeptical of everything and everybody these days, and you should be too.
Just a quick note for you all. This channel is committed to responsible commentary. We strictly follow all of YouTube's community guidelines, and every clip you see is sourced from public media. If you appreciate that approach, please subscribe to stay with us.
She would want to come clean. We certainly are interested in knowing everything that she knows. And as you'll note, in our House Republican majority, we're working towards that. Chairman Comer and our Oversight Committee has already issued their own subpoena. They want to bring in Ghislaine Maxwell as well. I hope she's telling the truth. She is convicted. She is serving a 20-year sentence for child sex trafficking, and so her character is in some question. But if she wants to come clean now, that would be a great service to the country, and we'd like to know every single bit of information that she has. I certainly hope she's telling the truth.
Is, are you open to a pardon or commutation? I mean, Mr. Speaker, the victims referred to Maxwell as Epstein's right-hand woman. Is that someone deserving of a pardon or commutation in any circumstance, Mr. Speaker?
Every minute we spend debating the what if of a pardon is another minute we aren't demanding the who, what, and when from those sealed documents. Every ounce of public outrage spent on her is outrage that isn't being directed at the powerful network that enabled both her and Epstein for decades. It's a calculated sacrifice of one villain to protect the many who are still hiding in the shadows. So, as this story continues to unfold, you have a choice. You can follow the bright, flashing light of the pardon debate, the show they want you to watch, or you can keep your eyes on the truth that's still locked away in a filing cabinet. The question isn't whether a convicted monster gets a pardon. The real question is, who's being protected by making sure you're asking the wrong question in the first place? Don't let them change the subject.
I've never met a more predatory, terrifying human being in my entire life, and neither had Virginia Giuffre, and neither has Annie, or Anushka, or many girls like Shantae Davies. There's hundreds of us that were preyed upon by Ghislaine Maxwell. She's a very dangerous person, and she threatened my life on many occasions. I've had to move and be in hiding because of this predatory child predator and just victim predator. So it's completely unacceptable for anyone to call her a victim. The woman is not a victim, she's a victimizer.
Survivors speak their truth, and then to see that truth get twisted into a political sideshow, it's the ultimate insult. Their pain isn't a footnote, and their justice isn't a bargaining chip. It's the entire story, the one they're hoping this distraction will make us all forget.
She was the one who asked me to undress. She was the one who exposed my chest. She's the one who touched me. And I think that that was not unusual. I mean, that was something that came out in her trial, and one of the things that she was found guilty of. The Department of Justice is clear on that she herself is a sexual predator who has participated in this abuse.
When you strip away all the politics, all the noise, and all the distractions, you are left with the voice of that survivor. That is the truth of this story. So let me ask you, will you let them make you forget it?